So why are we talking about values in the conflict resolution? Because you make decisions, and a thought is a decision, what you say is a decision. Welcome back to Imparables. I'm so excited to see you here. Today is our last episode of season 2 of Imparables. So we have completely enormous amount of value that we have given in this season, and please share the content, subscribe if you need to, because our next season coming is going to be completely unbelievable. But today what we'll be talking about is how to resolve conflict in our workplace, with our relationship, without staying away from your values, without feeling upset, without feeling that you lost or that you win. So please stay tuned, give us a thumbs up, and let's start. Conflict. What's conflict? You can go to the dictionary and check it out, but conflict is the most important ability that you have to be comfortable with as a business owner. Every time, if you're a leader, if you are a business owner, every time that you walk in the room, every time that you work to your company, to your office, to a meeting, you have the possibility with conflict. And something that I know that the highest, more achieving leaders out there have the complete capability to deal with conflict. That's why it's very important to understand how to deal with conflict, how to make resolutions in a conflicting situation, but the most important, how to have disagreement or how to disagree in a manner in which is healthy. So many of the questions that come around conflict is, are you comfortable with that? And why are you not comfortable with that? If you're a leader, you're a business owner, you have to understand that conflict is part of your day, and that cannot take your peace away. Disagreement cannot take your peace away. We have many people in Ludus Mastery. We have many business owners that one of the main challenge is when somebody disagreeing with them, and how to get to the point in which it's healthy for you and not disrespectful to the other person. So how do you handle your opinion? Right, that's one of the most important to me parts of conflict resolution or disagreements. And one of the reason that comes to, because everybody's trying to support their highest values. I think wherever you go with a conversation, you gotta support your highest values. Because in reality, if somebody wants to piss themselves off, right? Somebody wanna be upset at you, you have to choose in what you piss somebody else's, or they are not happy with the resolution, or you are not happy with you. Because in the end of the day, who is gonna live with you in your bed, who's gonna live with you in your home, or when you leave the office, is you. So you have your highest values completely clear, right? Because that's what is gonna make you go to the next step in conflict resolution, right? Why is so important that? Because when you are in a disagreement, when you are in conflict, what is going to show up is what is important to you. And if you are not able to understand what's important to you and why your point is valuable, without ego in front, right? Without the ego telling you, hey, no, you have to do it for power, or do you have to do it for being authoritarian, or because you have to do it because you're the boss. Those are not the reasons why you have to be disagreeing with somebody. If we are clear in the values, if we are clear what we're going to accomplish, you can be okay to disagree with someone. You can agree to disagree with someone. And that's the most important part when you get to a conflict, that you can be okay with whether the conversation goes. So why are we talking about values in the conflict resolution? Because you make decisions, and a thought is a decision, what you say is a decision regarding of your values, right? Or what is important to you. So if your highest values are showing or are demonstrating in you all the time, your life is more fulfilled. As much as you demonstrate or live in your highest values, your life is more fulfilled. As much as you don't live or live in your lowest values, your life has more missing, right? You're missing stuff. You feel lack of something. So when you have conflict resolution, I want you to understand that why you are having a discussion or a conflict is because the values of the other person are being trespassed or are being not in a line with your values. So how can we respectfully disagree with someone? The first thing is to have the place completely open. You have to be open in order to listen. And then I don't want to go to the part of that everybody says about, hey, you have to listen. Of course, we all know that you have to listen. But how you have to listen? You have to listen with empathy. You have to listen with the point in which you will receive something for the other person. As soon as you can take the ego away and you can have that resolution looking at the other person and listening to the other person, I think the way that you can respond, not only to respond, but the way that they are looking, the perspective of the discussion is going to be more advantage for the conversation itself, right? Like for example, let's see that you and somebody of your team have a discussion on how to go to a project. They are looking at for their perspective, and we always look at it the way of I'm right, you are wrong, right? That's normally how conflicts and discussions started. So you can listen to them without judging, and that's the key, without judging why the other person should be wrong. I think the conversation will go to a better place. If it's a conflict of negotiation, it's always, and I'm not saying take their side, just listen to them, where they're coming from, where the values that they're demonstrating that are important to them, that's why the conflict is happening, right? If we are violating those values, if we are trespassing in those boundaries, right? So that's important things to actually look at. What are the values? What are the boundaries that they put in place? If it's boundaries in place or not, right? Because that's what is going to make you argue to get a resolution in your way, right? Or the other person to understand the conviction that you have in the message, so you guys all can get to a middle point or a resolution that everybody is happy with. I was one day in this big ceremony, and I happened to be listening to Dan Pink. Dan Pink is a doctor, and if I know wrong, in sociology, and he have study many behaviors of humanity and how we relate and how that serve for our life. And he write actually a book that is Drive, How We Hire People, and he said something really, really interesting, that since then, it was in 2016 I believe, I practice it, and it's every time that you're in a conflict position, listen like you are wrong. If you believe you are the smartest person in the room, you won't have a resolution that is advantage to you, and that's by default, by nature. So always listen to the other person like you were wrong. If you listen like you were wrong, maybe you can find the point in which we can meet, or you can find the point in which the other person realizing what they're saying is not the best interest for the discussion, what is happening. Of course, I understand that sometimes it's people that are not aware as you, but that's your job to actually bring it to the table and to have your boundaries completely clear. So listen like you're wrong and make decisions completely certain. Now, going back to in the workplace, if you're with your team, you have to be really delicate. I'm not saying weak, I'm saying delicate in the words that you use, because most likely if you are with a team member and you are the leader, that person admires you, that person listens to you, and he have the courage, or she has the courage to actually come and talk to you about it. You at that point creating a healthy space for them to talk. And every business owners, every company, if you're a single entrepreneur and you have people to actually talk to all the time, that you are so outsourced clients maybe, it's really important that you bring that healthy space, that openness, that they can come and tell you anything regardless, for you to actually be better. If they have good intentions, if they want to do their work the best they can, right? And the boundaries are in place, I mean, there is no problem why the conflict cannot be resolved. So just for you to take something from this podcast, it's really important, just bring a healthy place, bring an open place, listen like you're wrong, right? Have your boundaries and your values completely cleared, and listen what is the boundaries or the values that we might be crossing or might be not in place in which the conflict is occurring. So if you are aware, and awareness comes with everything, right? If you are completely aware of what's happening, you will be able to bring yourself genuinity to the table. Remember, be genuine, even if that conflict it's so attached to you and your feelings. Be completely genuine and go up with your values. Don't do it to please everybody else, or don't do it to do, in the end of the day, don't do it to somebody be happy with you just because you want to be a people pleaser and to tell everyone yes. Be okay with you when you come out of the room, and that's the most genuine and the best resolution that you're going to have. I hope this last episode of Imparables was for you. If you have anybody that should have this information, please share it with them, and we'll see you in the next episode. The